Hey, Ange.
Hey Les, what's cooking?
All good in this world.
I thought you were gonna say all good in the neighborhood.
That's true,
You
too.
tricked me, you psyched me out.
Well, folks, welcome to another episode of Black Boomer Besties from Brooklyn.
Hey guys, I'm Angela, that's Leslie, my best friend of almost 50 years. We are two 60-something-year-old free-thinking Black women who have decided to be more bold and joyful in our lives. And we invite you to come along with us. Come along with us through this podcast, through these videos. Come along with us by living your life with more boldness and more joy.
For sure.
Today, we are jumping in to the AI sphere, the AI verse.
The AI
We are no longer
ocean.
afraid. The AI ocean.
We're going
well,
in.
I'm not going to say
in.
we're no longer afraid. Hold on. We're a little scared, but we're going to do it anyway.
Don't be
That's
scared.
the point. Don't be scared. We're going to do it anyway, and we are going to be kind of sharing some insights we got from a video. John Hope Bryant's podcast. The video is called How Black Americans Can Win with AI. It's John Hope Bryant, Van Jones, and Sheldon Gilbert. And we watched the podcast, listened to it, have some nuggets for you. And also, I took the action that they said to take today. I did it.
Okay.
And so I want to
We'll hear about that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that, what I did and what happened, so you won't be afraid. But before we get started,
lest I forget, I want you to come back.
Come on back.
I want you to stay with us.
Stay with us.
I want you to marry us after dating for so long. It's been too long. Come on, commit. Hit like and subscribe. You know you wanna. We really give some thought into the content that we bring to you, and we tailor it to people in our demographic and others. So hit like and subscribe. Also turn on notifications so that you know when we drop new content, which is roughly about every week or so. But do it now. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to read a few things that really kind of grabbed my attention. Leslie, I don't know if you did the same thing, but one of the things that was said is that AI is going to tear the floor out from under you, but it is also going to tear the ceiling off from over you.
In other words,
Hold
hold
on. Go ahead.
It would have been scarier to me
Yes.
if I didn't already know that AI is everywhere.
Okay.
I already know it.
Yes.
So
Everywhere, like where? Where do you know it for a fact?
Oh, I know
that it's
that
here.
it is in media. It is on the internet, obviously. It is
Okay.
in medicine. It is in education. It is.
Can you give me two examples of how it shows up in those places? Like two really practical examples.
I'll tell you right
if you
now
have
in
them.
medicine.
Yes.
On the podcast, they mentioned robotic surgery. You all
Yes.
do know that there are robotic surgeries where robots are actually, robotic arms are over the patient doing the surgery.
Yes.
The surgeon does not have his hands on the patient. He is in the corner in a little booth working his fingers like this. And it's very interesting to see. I mean, we've been doing robotic surgeries now for many years, but that's all AI and algorithm driven.
Yeah.
We already know that our politics are algorithm driven. In fact, I'm going to take it outside of the realm of politics, but just think about this podcast and our YouTube videos and our YouTube presence. There is so much of the our content that is scrutinized, and we fall into, what are those things called? Algorithms, I guess. You know, they look at the algorithms and they categorize our podcasts, and they monetize it in certain ways. I mean, it's already there. So I think knowing that took a lot of the fear away from me.
Okay. And I'll even add that one of the reasons why I've been getting these little sharp pains right here, Les. I meant to tell you that right in here. Anyway, for another podcast. One of the reasons why I thought it was important for us to start getting our voices out there in the webosphere on these internet streets is because I thought it was really important to get the voices of older Black women out there. I wanted it to be a part of the discourse, right? I wanted it to not be so male dominant, so white dominant, so whatever dominant. I wanted it to include us, right? 2 older Black women. It was important because data is being gathered. And
That's
so
the point.
if your voices aren't in there, if your points of view, if the things that matter to you is not a part of the data, then whatever is designed will not include you.
Exactly. It's almost like we've all heard of those instances where they've created algorithms when you're in bathrooms with those sinks, and they sense the presence of your hand under the faucet. Well, very often I put my hands there and nothing comes out. And what I've heard, I haven't verified it, is that there were not many melanated people, or not enough melanated people in the algorithm that would detect the presence of hands under that faucet. And hence, it might not be picking up the fact that we're there. So whether that's true or not, if you think about it, if algorithms drive behaviors and drive what we see and what is created, then all, meaning a diversity of voices, need to be part of it. So many of us, I know many people say, I don't like the idea, I don't like where this is going, so I'm not going to log in or lend my voice to it. I think the opposite should be true, because I think that we all should be represented. And we also want a true representation of what's out there, not just certain demographics or certain people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we will obviously put a link to the file, and we're going to try to get some of what was said on the video, some actual snips of the podcast, their podcast, John Hope Bryant's podcast, so you can hear some of this and hear the parts that really just kind of struck me. It struck me so much. And the other thing, it must have struck Les, because I sent it to her and I'm like, Les, listen to this. Tell me what you think.
And I listened
and
a few
typically,
times.
This chick right there, she would run. And I don't know what, I don't know how to, I don't know what I would, what would I say? This is, no, that's not what happened. She said, yes, let's do it. Another thing he said is, Van Jones says that, you know, we have Black History Month. We've had it for a while. A lot of countries know about people like Harriet Tubman, because we have, Black Americans have been so vocal about Black history. And it does reach out to the whole world. And he said, what about the Black future? I would trade in about, I would trade in 100 Black History Months for one Black Future Week. So he was really kind of sounding the clarion horn call. Is it the horn? Is it
The
a horn?
call.
Is it
It's
a
the
clarion?
call.
It's a call, the clarion call for Black folks to get on board with AI and to remove the fear of engaging with it because it is going to, he said, we could be making a real Wakanda. And, a lot of people don't understand it. We don't
Yeah.
understand it. A
Yeah.
lot of people, including everyone else. It's not only us
Yeah.
that don't understand it. So how about trying to understand it a little bit and get ahead of the curve? So, you know what I did?
What?
I went to the coffee shop today,
Okay.
hanging out, and I got on ChatGPT. It's not my first time, but this
Okay.
time I did it with intention. Like
All right.
I was like, okay, I'm going to do what these people told me to do because, it just made a whole lot of sense to me. There's a lot in this video. We highly recommend that you listen to it.
I've been on it. I just don't think to get on it very often, but I've been on
Okay.
it a couple of times. I have the app,
Okay.
but how
Okay.
could
And
ChatGPT know more than me?
what? Okay.
Don't answer that. You
Okay.
idiot.
Okay. All right. Is that how you feel about it?
But it's not my go-to, but it's a lot of people's go-to though.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna go to what I typed in today, right?
Okay.
And let's see if I have a different account on my
If
phone.
it told you to unfriend me, don't listen to it. You've been carrying that woman for far too long. The gig's up.
The jig's up. Okay, so I'm gonna go on. I was trying to do it on my phone, but it's not gonna let me. So I was doing this on my laptop, right? So I went to ChatGPT and I sat down and it asked me something like, "Oh, so what's going on? How are you feeling today?" So
It did?
yeah.
It just, when you open up the app, that's what it asks you. Remember the we that I got? It would start asking Omari, well, I haven't seen Leslie for a while. How is she doing? I didn't get on the we and exercise. It's a little creepy, but go ahead. So you open up the app and it says,
So it said,
what's on your mind?
What's on your mind? And so I said, okay, I'll tell you what's on my mind. And I wrote, I coach older women on how to use their natural talents to design more joy into their lives. What are other options I have for earning $20,000 a year? I just put a number in there. I'm just playing with it, right?
Yes.
But here is the key part. I then said, what questions can I answer for you to help me decide what to do?
Now, did it prompt you to ask that follow-up question?
But what I have already learned about AI, and because I'm a technologist, I worked in technology for over 30 years, I know that the more information you input into a system, the better the results of the system, right?
Okay.
Garbage in, garbage out. Because,
Okay.
that's a basic principle. So because I knew that I didn't want some kind of generic answer, because it'll generate an answer if I didn't ask that specific question. But I wanted to give it an opportunity to get to know me a little better.
Okay.
So I said, what questions can I answer for you to help me decide what to do? Right? Guess what it said? It said, thank you for being open and clear. You're already asking the right kind of question. Since you're considering how to earn $20,000 a year in a way that feels joyful and aligned, let's explore options from a place of clarity, not just practicality. I'm reading verbatim.
What?
To help identify your most fulfilling and viable income streams, here are 10 questions I'd like you to answer. They'll help us uncover your skills, desires, values, and opportunities.
This is crazy.
This is what
This is like
it
you're
says.
sitting next to somebody talking to you.
That's
a
right.
smart person.
A smart coach. Okay? So it asked me 10 questions. They're categorized as clarity questions like who are you and what matters, and then resource questions, what you have and can use, and then an opportunity and income set of questions. So there were 2 to 3 questions in each Actually, the first one had 5 questions. So I'll read some of what the questions are, but then I want to talk about it a little bit because I noticed some things as I was answering these questions. So
Okay.
the questions are, what do you most enjoy doing, whether or not you get paid for it? What are 3 compliments you regularly receive about your personality, your
That's
impact,
smart.
or your work?
That's smart.
What kinds of conversations, topics, or problems make you feel alive, energized, or deeply useful?
Damn.
What kind of work drains you? Ooh, we know that, even if you're good at it. And then the final one under clarity, what are your non-negotiables for how you want to feel in your work? For example, peaceful, creative, social, autonomous. Les, as I started answering the questions,
I can't believe you're engaging with that in this way.
I answered all the questions. And it said, once you answer these, I'll help you brainstorm 3 to 5 realistic and joyful income options that align with your lifestyle, talents, and energy. Think of it as building a side joy income plan. That is what it said.
Wow.
Then it said, want to dive in? I said, yes. I said,
I'm almost in shock.
I'm telling you. So this is what I said. I answered the questions. I enjoy sewing, crocheting, giving useful advice, getting people unstuck, helping people see real possibilities for getting what they want out of life, and mentoring. I get compliments that I help to give fresh new perspectives. I have a bright, caring personality, that I am bold in vision and action. And the topics that energize me are how people let go of outdated assumptions, equality in the world, relocating to Panama, and what drains me are financial stuff. My non-negotiables are feeling peaceful, helpful, and creative. It responded with, thank you, Angela. You've already painted a powerful picture. Your gifts are both creative and transformational, and your joy comes from being helpful and expressive.
And I would be looking in the phone like, is there anybody in there? Really? Is there somebody in there?
Based on what you've shared so far, you're rich in possibilities. Before I offer tailored income ideas, let's take a moment to look at the deeper themes in your responses. And then it continues. So I want to just stop there for a moment because here's what I realized.
This is crazy.
Isn't it beautiful? Okay.
I just thought of something too. Remind me to talk about the thought about curriculum that I just came up with.
Sure. So here's something that I thought about. I thought about the fact that answering these questions came really easy to me. But there's some people for which these questions, the answers to these questions wouldn't come easily. Like how many times in my coaching, in my life, I've asked people, who are you? Or what do you like to do?
What brings you joy? Yeah.
What
would you
brings
do
you
if you
joy?
didn't get paid for it? Yeah.
And who are you outside of what you do at work? And people really, it's almost like either they've never been asked or they never consider themselves outside of what they do, what they do at work, what they do for others. And so I was just thinking that the questions themselves may really be challenging to some people. And so I want to, like, I would love to
Yes,
hear
for
from
me
you
it would
guys.
be.
You know, yeah, like talk to me about what would be challenging about that. It reminded me of, my morning writing. I used to write like for 3 years,
Yes,
every morning
yes.
I'd write. And I would talk to Leslie about it, yeah, my morning writing, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I just write stream of consciousness is, just whatever comes to mind, I write it down. And Leslie was terrified of it. What do you
There's
mean
no
you just
way I
write
could do
down?
that.
I could write two things and then I'm stuck. I'm like, Leslie, your brain
Yeah.
is going all the time. What do you mean? But
Yeah.
so it's this idea, like, so why do you think answering these things might cause some people to have
I'll tell
angst?
you, it takes a certain level of training to
Okay.
be able to tap into your inner mind.
Okay.
We're so outwardly focused. And just think, in order to contemplate some of the things that are going on in our minds, let alone in our bodies, we
Right.
hire people. We
Oh,
hire
okay.
people to help us meditate.
Yeah.
We hire people to do body work. We hire psychiatrists and psychologists to help us sort out feelings. So we don't need to hire people to show us how to go to work or how to do our jobs after we're trained to do our jobs. So
Okay.
I also know, like, I mean, just think about when we get in a car or when we're in a situation, it's when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do, you either pick up your phone or you
Right.
turn on the radio or you
Right.
get in your car and turn on the radio. The
Yeah.
thing is, being by ourselves with our thoughts is kind of foreign to us
I see.
and can be scary when
Okay.
faced with that.
I
So if
see.
someone asks me, what do people compliment you on, or
Right.
what things do you find joy in, or whatever,
Yeah.
outside of my work,
Yeah.
I'd have to take some time to think about that.
I see. I see. Okay. And I think that
And you're already primed for that type of introspection or that type of thought. So that's
yeah.
why
Yeah.
when ChatGPT asked you, when your friend Chat asked you those questions, for me, I would have been like asking it another question. Could you help me answer the questions that your buddy Chat over there just asked me?
You're like, say what now? That's what
Yeah,
Kim would say.
yeah.
Say what now?
I would not have been so. It wouldn't have been easy for me to answer so readily.
Right. Yeah. And I did think about that. One of the things that I have over the years become more and more present to is the idea of what's easy for one person doesn't mean it's easy for another, right? And that's why I was so kind of tuned to, yeah, these questions are easy for me, but it's not everyone that would find it easy to answer these.
Sure.
It kind of went on, the conversation with me and Chat GPT
That's
went
crazy.
on and on and on, back and forth, all the way down to it giving me 5 ideas on how to make $20,000 doing some of the things
Wow.
that bring me joy and value. Not only did it give 5 suggestions, it then asked me which one kind of speaks to me as, and it actually said some, let me see if I could find that language. It said, I love this part. It said, where are you? Where are you? It was a long, long conversation here. Um, Basically, what it was saying, because I can't find it, is to kind of check in with myself to see whether the one that I'm choosing kind of honors freedom, which is important to me, and joy.
So
Right?
it did the work.
Yes.
It did your work as a coach.
Yes. This is
That's
yes.
kind of scary.
No, I'm telling you, right? So one of the things that it recommended is that I do something on Substack, and that is a new kind of online where creatives write, and it's kind of like blogging, but it actually sends an email to subscribers or to people who would want content like yours, right? So you get the letter or you get the entry in your email, and so I went on to Substack.
What?
And I'm not going to tell you everything because y'all gonna have to come back to it. Or when you guys set up a free conference call, a free coaching call with me, you can hear what I actually did. But here's what was interesting.
This is crazy, and wow,
it's crazy. So here's what was interesting. So I went on to Substack, right? And there's some controversy going on now because it allowed some inappropriate, Substack pushed some inappropriate material to its readership, and there's some backlash going on around it, right? Some discriminatory stuff.
And this is all AI driven anyway. So that's the point. Here's the point. First of all, the fact that you interacted with ChatGPT in the way that you did, and you actually fed it information about you and your personhood and your desires and likes, right?
Yes.
You got some feedback, and now it's a two-way conversation. So that the AI algorithms and it's forming opinions about what's going on, and all of that is being incorporated so that your responses they're taking into account when they interact with other users.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Wow.
And the reason why I mentioned this controversy on Substack, I actually typed it in. I said, hey, there's something going on with... I was having an all-out conversation with ChatGPT. I said, so there's some brouhaha going on with Substack, and what do you think? Do you think that I should still move forward on it? And it said, yeah, something has come up, and so it was aware. This is something that I think it happened like 2 days ago or something like that. And I said, I'm not sure if this platform kind of aligns with who I am, type of thing. And it said,
well, now that I already know you.
Well, yeah, basically it said, we get it. Here are some positives for moving forward with it. Here are some negatives. And here are some alternatives.
What?
Yes.
And
girl.
And
I was like, and
this is crazy, and
it's beautiful.
Listen, don't quit me and go to ChatGPT, okay? Because right now I could not engage with you in this level. I could not give you the 5 suggestions. I couldn't answer the questions. I'm just telling you.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's in a way it's scary. I'll tell you. You see how it's interacting with you in a way that started out in a non-serious way, and you're just trying things out.
Yeah.
You know now that people are interacting with ChatGPT for companionship.
I heard about that.
And
about that.
there are, I in this case, I've heard of men who are falling in love with ChatGPT.
Really?
One man says he married ChatGPT. He's married. And he says that this is his other spouse, and his spouse was on the radio also, and she said she didn't mind that their interactions and their connection. But if you think about it, I mean, ChatGPT, and I'm not sure if it's designed this way, but it was essentially giving him the responses and the attention that a human being wife was unable to give him by virtue of having a life, being alive, taking care of children, working, etc., etc. But if you think about it, ChatGPT is available to you whenever you want and can respond to you in a way that you feel that you need. So hence, if ChatGPT is telling me how great and engaging and what lovely conversations we have, whereas my spouse over there is too busy changing diapers and washing dishes, why wouldn't I be engaging more with ChatGPT? So very, very interesting.
Because one is real and one...
Right, but I mean, if you think about it, why not have both?
Okay.
And is that cheating? You know, I'm almost feeling a little jealous about your interaction with this inanimate program for the last couple of hours, you know, when these are conversations that you and I have had, you know, over the years and whatever. In a way, you don't need me to have this conversation with you anymore.
Are you out of your...
No. I'm saying this conversation about what possibilities could I use to make 20 grand a year. You don't have to have that. You can use it to tell me what your friend Chat told you. But no more input needed, Les. I got it. I'm already there.
I'm gonna pretend, you know? I'm gonna give it like a name, like it's gonna be a whole nother person.
Chuck.
And so you... No, but seriously,
she's out with Chuck again.
Seriously, folks, the point of this podcast is to remove some of the fear. For you to just engage in a way that you feel comfortable. Ask it questions. See what it's all about. So you're not just completely cut off. And listen. Find ways of learning more about it. Find your, go on to YouTube. Karen Hunter is talking about AI. You know, all of these people are talking about AI. Find the voices that you are comfortable with, that you trust, who are talking about this, and find your entry in, because I do believe that there is an opportunity here, and the time window is not that big. What they're saying is within 5 to 6 years, the revolution is going to happen.
Yeah, and you want to get in on the beginning. What's most impressive, and I can joke about it and things like that, but what's most impressive to me about it is the power of the tool. Yeah. If we use it as a tool, obviously you're not going to give a hammer to a toddler.
Right.
To be misused or they can get hurt. So, I mean, obviously there needs to be some caution involved.
Right.
But it's a powerful tool. And the other thing is, everyone in that sense is using it. It's not like if you stay out of it, it's not going to impact you.
True.
You know,
Right.
I think that's the important part. Here's something that I thought of that I think is a really good idea. I should be a curriculum developer.
You could do that.
There are so many challenges in education now with students using these algorithms and chat programs and ChatGPT and things like that to write their homework and their assignments and things like that. And instructors are really struggling with how to know if students have been doing things on their own or versus not done. But I have an idea. When you were reading about the questions that you asked ChatGPT, that's again not something that I would have readily come up with.
Right.
How about embracing the idea of AI assistance in school by teaching students what questions you should present to ChatGPT to get the responses that would be most helpful to you to get this assignment done?
Yes.
So we're not saying what is the capital of Costa Rica. We may be asking other questions that can generate a different response from these algorithms.
Right.
I think
Right.
that would be great. And
It would
then,
be.
so kids know or students know that they have permission to use it, but they still have to use it in a thoughtful way.
Right. Right. It reminds me of when my children, the older two, were first getting into video games, right? And man, I was like a drill sergeant. I was really not embracing it, and it was just to me a distraction, not anything that was helpful, useful. And so I would really limit how much time. I just was like a dragon around it, right? And then I I changed my perspective on it because I was like, and it came from sitting down with them and playing some games with them. I was horrible at them. But I realized that many of the games that they were playing had multiple possible outcomes, right? So they were actually creating stories because based on what you do, where you are, what you have on your tool belt and that type of thing, you could choose different outcomes. It wasn't like this, the way that we thought about games where it's designed to do one thing and you just kind of go through it and you end up one thing. Well, the games, at that time, and please don't laugh at me, guys. Don't laugh at me if I sound ancient.
Remember The Sims?
The Sims, and even like things like that.
I remember that. I'm already
It was
like
this
that.
hugely creative part of their brains that were engaged with these games. And when I realized that they were actually choosing outcomes, that they were using their own sense of right and wrong to go this way versus that way, to help this person to choose this weapon versus this one, it just started to shift the way that I thought about those things. And that came to mind here because we might have these ideas about the kind of overwhelming aspects of AI, but you've got to believe that there are ways that you can engage with it that are helpful, just in the way that just came to you just off the top of your head.
Yeah.
That can be helpful in the realm that you're in. If you're a teacher, if you're a nurse, or if you, are home care attendant, or if you are a manager at work, just thinking about how AI can help you to do those things better instead of carrying the weight of, oh my God, it's taken over the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just thought of something in the realm of anesthesiology, actually. Let's just say, I mean, obviously I go into the OR with a patient who is a whole person with a whole series of physiologic issues and changes and whatever. What if I input all of the patients, and all of this information, by the way, is being captured in our medical record anyway, because we use electronic medical records. So their past medical history is there, their allergies, everything's there. What if I went in and used ChatGPT to formulate a healthy anesthetic plan? and it would say, well, don't use succinylcholine because their potassium is elevated to begin with. Use instead the muscle relaxant rocuronium. And you will need to use, I'm just saying,
Let me tell you how brilliant that is.
Not to say that I need, a cheat sheet right now,
Yes.
but it may say, wait, remember, this patient has a porphyria. You don't want to use this such and such. I mean, and a lot of these things come up in a bubble if, because again, we use electronic records. So they do come up and say, when you put in your, that you're about to input what antibiotic you gave them, let's say, it comes up flags. Remember, this patient has this allergy, but you can have it print out a whole or come up with a whole plan. And you were like, wait a minute. We don't have this medication available. What would you substitute instead that is safe for this patient? Yeah. And, I think it would be interesting.
That is such a great idea. And it goes back to what came up in the podcast, the John Hope Bryant, How Black Americans Can Win with AI. What they talked about, I think this was Sheldon Gilbert. He was kind of the technologist in the conversation. And what he talked about was the fact that it's not that AI is going to take over everything, right? But AI will what you can do with AI is to create agents. AI creates agents, right? And so what you just described is you taking your expertise as an anesthesiologist, recognizing that there is a little gap here or something that can be optimized, whatever it is. I'm not necessarily saying it's this example, but it is an example of how you can use AI to create this agent to go in and optimize a treatment plan for a patient. And it's in creating these agents that these gentlemen are suggesting that Black folks, because we can see where there are gaps, because we have so much ingenuity, because we have been able to take less and make the most of it, we have these natural ways of being resourceful that we can use AI to create these agents that we see can fill a gap. And make those agents available in the marketplace.
And it's not an industry at this point where we are behind.
Exactly.
There is
and
parity
right now it's
there
free.
Because everyone is behind.
Correct.
And everyone is afraid of it. And everyone is unknowing and a little reticent to jump in.
Exactly.
So why not educate yourself as much as possible and get in? The other thing I loved about the gentleman, the technologist that was speaking about all of this, he's a molecular genetics person.
Yeah, molecular geneticist.
Geneticist.
Yes.
And
say that 3 times fast.
No. That's up in my wheelhouse.
Oh, go for it.
But actually, because he's an expert in gene expression and how he says that the immune system, boy, have a Radio Lab episode that I need you to listen to about this.
Sure.
But the immune system is this intelligent biological function that is just amazing in the way that it works in our bodies.
Right.
But he is an expert in genes and gene expressions and what these things can do. And so much of the AI models and frameworks are built in that type of technology where you input some information and the expression of that information is very vast. What we need now is people who understand, who are not afraid and can input that information. So there's still a role for so many of us.
There are. They mentioned, if it took 30 people to do the thing, it's not going to go down to AI doing all 30 things. Replacing 30 people. It will replace 20 people and it will need 10 people. There always has to be this human interaction, right? So you need to be those 10.
Yeah, be those 10. Me, I'll be on the beach in another country. But you guys be those 10.
You be those 10.
Me, I'll be
Anyway,
watching
listen. This is two 60-something-year-old free-thinking women who have decided that we're not gonna just be on the sidelines with AI. We're gonna play with it.
We're not getting under the covers.
We're not. We're gonna play with it. We'll give you updates on how things are going. But I really feel the bug was trying to bite me, and now I'm bit. I'm scratching the itch.
I'm scratching you. Okay.
All right.
Well, thanks for bringing that to me. That was very interesting, Ange. Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, it was good.
You can't replace me.
No. I will not do that. You're stuck with me. You know that. Don't even try it. Don't even try it.
You broke up some of
oh my gosh.
You broke up again a little bit, but
okay. All
right. Well, this has been another episode of AI generated Black Boomer Besties from Brooklyn.
You scared me. I thought you were Brooklyn.
You're so silly.